All right, we are back. Back round two. Southern Nevada Sports News coming to you from Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host, along with
Jeff Belknap.
and our in-studio guest, who's also joined us, is Coach Rich Morocco, Liberty High School Patriots. Coach, how you doing?
Great, thanks for having me here.
Hey, man, appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much. And who has been patiently waiting on the line is the CEO of the Rivals League, RivalsNations.com, Quentin Hines. Quentin, how you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Hey, listen, I appreciate your patience, but more importantly, I appreciate you calling in. And Rivals League, Jeff and I certainly have been following it online. I know that I think you're currently getting involved in the trials for the 2017 season.
Correct.
Okay, right. And tell us a bit about Rivals League.
Well, the Rivals Professional Football League, we are a developmental league to the National Football League and Canadian Football League. I would really consider us the most credible and legit premier platform for any player on the developmental market. We're here to give guys an opportunity that have exhausted their college eligibility, didn't go to college. I've set up a system where they can gain some more experience. They can attain great quality game film, be exposed and marketed to NFL and CFL organizations, while having the opportunity to earn compensation.
Yeah, well, Quentin, you can relate to this, and so why don't you just share with everybody, your pedigree in playing football?
I was born and raised here in Detroit, Michigan.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
the grandson of my grandfather, Willie Horton. He played in the 1968 World Series for the Detroit Tigers, and
Yes, he did.
my dad, he played big time college football, and I came from athletes, and I played football ever since I was a little bitty kid. I walked to practice when I was a kid, and I ended up being better than the rest of the guys, to say. And I went and had a good high school career, and Notre Dame's head coach Brian Kelly took a shot on me and offered me an opportunity to come to the University of Cincinnati. And it really changed my life. And I ended up getting an education, playing on one of the best teams in the nation at that time. We were number 3 in the country. Some of the good years, and I played against Tyrod Taylor in the Orange Bowl, Tim Tebow in the Sugar Bowl, and Brian Kelly. He left and went to Notre Dame, and he was a father figure to me and a lot of players. And I ended up transferring to Akron, where I finished under Bobby Bowden's son, Terry Bowden, and at the University of Akron. And it was a good experience. And I worked out for NFL teams. I did tryouts, combines. I ended up having 9 teams offer me a free agent contract, and Coach Belichick and Coach Scott O'Brien from the Patriots really sold me, and I would be having an opportunity. Literally when I signed, I was the only rookie running back coming in, and I was special teams had a bright future for me, and I had a couple injuries, and one thing led to another, and then at the total I had 3 surgeries, and I had to really figure out what was next, and I knew so many players, man, that were just as good as me, if not better, that never got that shot, and that's when I really put my goal to launch the Rivals Professional Football League in full force. But so I was fortunate enough to be a part of Super Bowl 49 and with the Patriots, and I was officially released that following March. And it's a short career, but I really had a great time playing the game of football. I'm really passionate about it. It's a part of my life forever, and now owning what I will call the most credible developmental league in the country. It's going to be a part of my life forever,
All right.
And that's really who I am. That's Quentin Hines. I came from athletes. I was an athlete. I ended up, getting my degree in organizational communication from the University of Akron, and that's who I am, and I'm here to help, other players that have the same aspirations of playing professional football like I did.
Well, first of all, congratulations, by the way, on obtaining your degree and getting your education, because I think you can relate to seeing so many young men who kind of bypass that. They get to school, and then it's about just trying to make that next step to professional football. And then and you hit the nail on the head. It can be a very short-lived career.
Yeah.
And you've got to have something to fall back on.
You have to.
Yeah, but you can actually relate to what these young men are trying to accomplish, though. More importantly.
Yes, I know exactly what they're going through. I lived their lives. I went through times where I had a lot of adversities, and I had to learn how to persevere. And every college athlete does. But I just, I really, a lot of these leagues, you see, they're started by people that are so disconnected from college football and the whole football industry and the developmental market as far as semi-pro and any of that is concerned, and I'm that guy that's really in the mix.
Well, I can definitely appreciate that. I mean, Bill and I, have owned semi-pro teams and worked for others, and probably 25 years of experience between the two of us, and we've seen a lot of the owners that come in and they just really have completely clueless.
Clueless.
Are they football fans and not necessarily business people, which is a bad combination. But
yeah, I mean, where the owner is also the head coach, trainer,
the right tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I scout semi-pro games all the time, literally. And I see the difference. Some are ran, like professional football teams, but some are ran like, the adult little league, literally where
that is a very good analogy.
Yep.
But some of them are ran so, like, wow, man, you guys need to be the next level. And that's what I wanted to create and really give guys an opportunity. And that's what I've done. We're going into year 4. For us to be a developmental league, I've used all my connections and relationships that I have within the NFL. We literally had the Cincinnati Bengals on our sideline week 1 last year, Carolina Panthers week 3, Kansas City Chiefs week 5. I just had the assistant coach from the 49ers at our game a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Guys, when I'm getting a guy from either from college, semi-pro, or his mom's couch, and I'm giving him an opportunity to be in front of an NFL scout or coach, you can't pay for that.
That's right.
No, you can't.
And every week, we have film readily available in 48 hours, so they can watch it, critique themselves, share it, whatever they need to do. I mean, we worked up an awesome contract for the players where they can really earn compensation on and off the field, and I think the sky's the limit. We're going into year 4. I have the expansion down to Miami, and it's really been successful, and people don't understand, like, when you get things like this, that you really start from your heart, from passion, and for the understanding the industry that you're in, and that's when it really works, not when you're here to make any money or, you're here for fame or fortune. When you really are dedicated. Like, I work 18 hours, 20 hours a day, at the Rivals Professional Football League. Literally, I get 150 calls a day.
Nice.
And there, everybody's on different time zones, so.
Well, we appreciate you staying up to talk to us because we know it's getting late where you're at.
No, it's early. It's 9:30, but I'm saying someone's going to call me. Someone's going to call me at like 12 o'clock your time, midnight, because they've seen our ad on Facebook.
Right.
It's going to be 3 a.m. here.
Right.
Well, you certainly you have the passion for it, and what we found, Jeff and I, and certainly in joining some of these leagues, is that there tends to be a lot of hype, a lot of promises, but it's difficult sometimes to pull together like-minded owners.
Yep.
who are all working in the same direction. And and I know that you've kept the numbers down because at times it's like it has to be like herding cats.
Actually,
Yeah,
I call it a ringmaster.
Yeah.
Because then you're like in charge of all the clowns. That's pretty much.
You know,
where I'm
I
at.
completely know 100% what you're talking about. That's why I have not let anyone own any of our teams, really have an active ownership. At one time we had a guy that came in, really was a private owner, a silent owner, what you would call it. But I wanted to make sure that the quality remained the same, that we all had the same mission, the same vision. And I tell people, it's so crazy because what I'm preaching is so unconventional, I guess, when I hire a head coach and I tell them that winning doesn't matter. And I'm not worried. You can win all the games and you still might get fired. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They hear that and they're like, what are you talking about? And I go back to, Brian Kelly, he always got us to understand that we have to put together a foundation.
Yeah.
And we have to do this with good men. He would preach so much that I don't care if you're a great football player. I want you to be a great man that happens to be good at football.
Yeah.
And
that is wow. Yeah.
And that's because I could have a team, they're winning games, but if they're chaotic, they got a cancerous atmosphere amongst the team. We're not building. When I'm in the position on the developmental market, I got to provide the NFL players with a guy that's marketable, as in he can communicate. He has a good attitude. His mentality is where it needs to be, and he's good on the field.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we found individuals who were incredibly talented but completely uncoachable.
Yeah.
Completely, and I would get rid of them.
And we tried.
That's what we do too.
We tried to stress that ultimately these are the best salespeople you have are your players.
Yep.
They become the face, good, bad, or indifferent, of each organization. And and we had to get used to making some very, very difficult decisions. And that is, you've got to sacrifice somebody who might be talented, but at the end of the day, he just cannot cope within an organized program. And there may be a reason why this guy isn't on someone's roster already.
And I believe it. There's no coincidence. You're talking, you're here coming to a Rivals Professional Football League tryout.
Instead of the NFL, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I keep it real with guys. I'm not selling no dreams. I'm not telling no lies. There's no guarantees, but I know that the National Football League and the Canadian Football League are in the business to find the best football players they can, and the best men they can, no matter where you come from. So, if you have some of those things and we can put them together, you might be able to get an opportunity,
Yeah. Now, do you find that a lot of these players that they have, significant college experience, or some of these guys who have come straight from high school and maybe kind of bouncing around from league to league, kind of looking for that opportunity?
Yeah, I find it's across the board. The majority of the guys I'm getting nowadays didn't even go to college. And that's more of why we went to that 4-year career, because for some of you guys, you have to go through this entire process, and I keep it real with a lot of the players that have been to college. I get guys that they played D1. You went to Michigan. I had to sit down with Gardner. Devin Gardner. It's like, you've already been at the highest level. You've been in the NFL teams. There's nothing I can do for you. I can't put you on a bigger stage.
Yeah.
It's over. And I get guys that some of them went to Oklahoma State, and now if you're a guy who went to Oklahoma State and you didn't play as much, this can be your senior year.
Right.
But if you went to Oklahoma State and people know about you, and there's nothing, I can't offer you a bigger stage than that. So, and it's just I get all different types of players.
Well, the reason I asked is that one of our in-studio guests is head coach of Las Vegas Liberty High School, the Patriots, as it turns out. Rich Morocco. And Rich has been a head coach. Your seventh year you're going into now, Rich?
Going to year 8.
Year 8.
All
And
right.
but you've been there about 13, 14 years.
Yep, 14 years.
Yeah. And he, of course, is, he's seeing these young men just before they make that move. Either they're going to be going to college, or they're going to be just seeing what they can do, keep themselves in shape, and then maybe look for that opportunity.
Yeah, I
Coach,
found.
hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Nice
Good,
talking
good.
to you. I've found through the years, there's a lot of talented kids, in Vegas in particular, and unfortunately, their grades keep them from going to Division I schools, and
Right.
they have to do the hard road. They have to go junior college and then hope that they can perform there and get picked up and move on. And there's a lot of talent walking the streets. I tell kids all the time, there's talented people everywhere that never
Right.
got an opportunity, never got a chance because they didn't take care of their business in the classroom, or they weren't focused enough to stay on task for their goals. So, we try to, at our program, we try to remind kids, your grades are the most important thing, and keep them focused and give them examples of kids who've made it and kids who haven't made it, and things are getting better for us this year. We could potentially have 9 Division I football players on our team
Excellent.
this year.
Excellent, yeah.
You say your name Coach Morocco?
Yes.
Coach, hey, I would love to come there. I'm going to be in
Yes.
Vegas for our tryout. I
Awesome.
would love to come there and talk to your kids, your team,
Sure, that'd be great.
and kind of explain to them how important education is, and how to, when they're on the home stretch, to keep on pushing, because that's what I went through.
Right.
Grades, and that's awesome. 9 guys, that's big.
Yeah. Well, we have 6 right now already with offers, and we have 2 big offensive linemen that the colleges were waiting to see how their summer school grades came out to see if they're going to end up being qualifiers. So they're doing a good job in summer school, so I think that they're going to end up with some offers, so that'll make 8, and then there's one other kid that's kind of a borderline, so I'm hoping he has a good senior year. And
Yeah, I had to go to
That's
summer
awesome.
school. Literally, I got sent home from camp. I swear, at Cincinnati, they came and got me, the compliance officer. I was already up there for the summer, and they were like, I didn't qualify last minute, and they sent me. I was already on the team, like
Right.
practicing in summer conditioning and stuff, and I had to come back home and do like a crash course over a month of like summer school,
Right.
and just to go back up there, and
But you made it happen.
Yep.
yeah, made it happen,
That's the key.
and some guys would have put their head down and folded, and you gotta.
Well,
Yep.
when Coach, you're talking about the team and everything. So just kind of share with the audience, like, what exactly the program you put together. Bill and I went to a couple of your games this year, and we're big Liberty supporters from
yeah.
the outside. We tried to get you in,
Right, yeah.
a couple of times, but
Yeah.
we know you're busy during football season. So just kind of tell the audience about.
Well, I've been at Liberty since it opened. Back in 2003, I was an assistant coach back then, wide receivers and DBs. And we were probably the worst team in America that first year. We scored 2 touchdowns the whole year.
Oh wow.
We get beat every game 60, 70 to nothing. There was no mercy rule back then. There was no running clock. So we had to endure the full pain through the games. But every year we got a little bit better. We won 0 games our first year, then we won a game, then we won 2 games, and then 3 games. And the gentleman who was coaching before me, Lou Marcouzis, he stepped down after year 6, and I took over the program, and it just coincidentally was when we kind of started getting better. I'm not going to say it's because of me, that we got better.
Well, that's
'cause
okay.
I was-
You can
I
say
was-
that.
They will say that it's because of Coach Morocco over there.
So the first year we won 8 games. We made the playoffs for the first time ever and lost in the Sunrise Championship game. And then since then we've won the Sunrise Regional Championship every year and been ranked nationally. Last year we were ranked 7th in the West Coast by USA Today, which was Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, Hawaii. So we were proud of that, that we're starting to get some national attention, and produced quite a few college football players. And now this year with with the program kind of getting known better. We're starting to get more recruiters coming in and more opportunities for kids to move on to the next level.
Awesome.
Well
that
done,
is
Coach.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so obviously one of the best programs in Vegas is Bishop Gorman.
Yep.
So that's the team we're expecting you guys to beat this year. So
Well, us too. We've been working at it. They're really everything we've kind of modeled ourselves after. They're who we focus on, because we feel like if we do everything we can to beat Bishop Gorman, then we're going to take care of all the rest of the
Right.
teams in Las Vegas.
Right.
So, Coach Sanchez, Tony, at first he laid the foundation and really took that program to another level, and his brother Kenny's doing a great job, and they're just rolling. They have a lot of advantages that public schools don't have.
Yeah.
But we don't use that as an excuse. We tell our kids every year the goal is to beat Gorman, and they work hard. We lift weights and condition, and I don't think there's another program out there that works as hard as we do.
yeah, you guys are doing a great job. And the new zoning probably helped you guys a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
It's not as locked down as it used to be, but
yeah.
just seeing what you guys have done, man, I really take my hat off to you.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I'm a big fan of your guys, and rooting for you guys from a distance. And Bill and I, or it was actually Jake and I, went down to the game against Basic. You guys
Okay.
pretty much just worked them over pretty
Yeah,
easily.
yeah, that was a good game for us.
Yeah, you guys did well. But so it's good to see what you're doing, and the parallel between what Bill and I were trying to do with the Vegas Lions. You got Quinn here that's kind of developing the guys afterwards, and then you got
Vegas Lions. Who are they? Vegas Lions. Who
Vegas
are they?
Lions was it's the developmental team that Bill and I owned. We finished 3 seasons, and we took the year of 2016 off to kind of decide what where we wanted to go, and we really want to step it up to to get players that want to do something more. Like, we don't want the guys that are drinking beer and going all day and then showing up at our game and giving half effort. We're looking to either get the players that really want to get to the next level or just not do it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's very fair.
It was just a lot of frustration because we couldn't get people that were serious about coming in and playing ball. I mean, we had a guy in our show last week that, with the film that I shot at the game, ended up getting a scholarship.
Nice.
So I mean, that was the goal behind what we tried to do,
Right.
and it just wasn't
Right,
happening.
but you guys are all. It's amateur. Like, are you paying the players at all?
We did go through one season in the spring of 2015 where we paid our players, but for the most part, unlike a lot of the other leagues, Bill and I, just offered it after a tryout. We would they could play if they made the team, and so it was a little bit different because a lot of these other teams charge their players to play,
Right.
and we kind of backed off that a little bit, which we didn't have a really great effort collecting that money anyway.
Yeah.
So.
How'd you guys?
So it
how'd
kinda
you guys
saved us
do
headaches.
equipment? Do you provide all the equipment and give it to the players?
Well, I've lost a fair share of equipment over the past few years. So we got to a point where we had them provide their own equipment. We would, do the helmet painting and, supply the uniforms and all that. But, the helmet themselves would have to be their helmet, and then their shoulder pads would have to be, or any other pads for that matter would have to be there. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was, ultimately, it was a labor of love. I mean, we always had high ambitions as to what we wanted the organization to set itself apart from, not just a park league, adult park league,
Yep.
And guys who are, in their 40s and sometimes even in their 50s, God bless them, who still wanted to, to kind of go out there, not to compete, but just really to play.
Yep, conditions, stay in shape.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it took a commitment, and there are just sometimes too many distractions here in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I will say that.
a lot of stuff going
A
on.
lot of stuff, 24/7, that's going on, and ultimately, Nevada is one of these bizarre states, Quentin, where there is no junior college football
Yes.
whatsoever. We have junior colleges; they just don't play football. So you know, if you graduate from high school, you're having problems with your grades, you could you know, get your grades up at a JC, but you're not going to be able to play football.
Right.
Right, but you're still losing that year, though.
You're going to end up
Exactly.
losing
Now,
that
listen,
year.
I got a question. I mean, do you think we got a lot of good football minds here, all different levels? Do you guys think that college football players will ever be paid?
Yes.
I think at some point they're going to have to get some sort of compensation. I mean, even if it's for like their jersey sales or, you know, something, there has to be some sort of compensation. I mean,
Coach Morocco, what?
not to discount the fact that they do get us education out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's just too much money in college football that's out there that, you know, losing the EA Sports NCAA football game, that kind of crushed me because that was my favorite video game to play. So, you know, I think there could be some sort of system set in place to give them a little extra money. You know, I know that they do get a little bit extra with their stipend and stuff, but some guys will take the Pell Grants and,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, I could see that.
I'm telling you guys, you got to stay tuned, man. I'm really working on some big things with the Rivals Professional Football League.
Sounds
And
good.
Well, you know, we're absolutely going to be, you know, looking forward to hearing how you progress. And you mentioned some tryouts here in Vegas. When is that going to take place, Quentin?
We have our exact tryout in Vegas, tentatively scheduled for. I'm looking at it right now. One moment. For October 28th.
October 28th.
Okay.
Well, if you need any help, I can get you a whole crew of people to come out there. And, you know, we have a lot of the stuff that you'll need to do a combine-style tryout. And, you know, we can get you some coaches there and just make sure that everything goes smoothly. If you need any help, you know, we're here for you.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. And anything that I could do to assist, you know, with your organization in any capacity, definitely willing to help too.
Absolutely. Well, I think just getting you guys together and coach and have Quentin come out and talk to
Sure,
the
that'd
players
be
and
awesome.
stuff.
Anytime players can, former players or coaches can come out and speak to the kids, you know, I think they listen better. They hear me talk so much that they start to tune me out a little bit, or they think I don't know what I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden somebody comes in and says the same thing I just said, and they start listening.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is with your kids, too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And Quentin, you're not that far removed.
No.
Yeah, so you're not going to come in and, you know, look like me,
Right.
who's 58, who played in the NFL way back.
With leather helmets?
Yeah, well, all right. I mean, that was a low blow, but you're gonna, you know, you're gonna get their attention. They're absolutely gonna want to listen to you because you've been there and you've done it.
Absolutely.
What years were you with the Patriots?
2013 and 2014.
Oh, okay. I had a coach on my staff last year that played with the Patriots, Ryan Claridge. Played linebacker. He played for UNLV, and
Yeah.
he was on the practice squad with them. And
What year?
this was probably like 06, 07, somewhere in that range,
Yeah.
08.
Yeah, I think that's
And that was nice, you know, when he came in, because the kids, oh, you played in the NFL, you're kind of young.
Yeah.
They believe you, and they listen to you, and he did a great job with the kids. And I've got a couple more NFL guys on my staff right now. Brian Noble played with the Packers.
Yeah.
And Mike Flanagan, who also played with the Packers. He's kind of more of a, just comes when he wants to and helps out when he can.
Yeah, that's all right. Still good to have him around.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's okay though. Quentin, again, man, I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening to call into the show. We so look forward to keeping track of the Rivals Professional Football League, and also to your upcoming tryouts on October 28th. We'll certainly have you on before then, and so that we could like to get you as big a turnout as possible.
Yep.
But thank you very much, and congratulations again on your success with Rivals, and I hope this really leads to a true alliance with the NFL and the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, and make sure when you get a chance, get on Netflix and watch the 30 for 30 of the USFL. And
It's on there now.
yeah, it's on there now. Take a look at it. I never knew that Donald Trump was the guy that actually messed up the whole
I'm telling
thing.
you,
But
we are going
when you
to
get a chance, watch that.
Listen, I'm telling you, we are going to have some experience like that, and I'm not necessarily challenging or trying to challenge college football. Okay, Jeff, you've seen our new contract, haven't you?
I have. Yep. I've been keeping a real close eye on you guys.
Listen, but I'm in talks with some of the top players in the country. Okay, we're going to have one of these high school kids forego college, and we're offering them a 4-year, $1 million contract.
Wow.
You're going to see this. You're going to see this, and I mean, we're going to release it probably in the next week or two. We're trying to really get the guy first before it's just an offer. We want it to be a commitment.
You want the guy too.
Yep.
We want the guy. Yeah, we want the guy. You know, we've identified we're talking to 3, and they're top 20 in the country.
All right.
I'm talking about,
Thank you, Quentin. We've got just about 20 seconds left, so we appreciate you calling in, sir, and we will stay tuned to Rivals. Coach Morocco, thank you very much, sir, for taking time out of your schedule to come on down. And again, you're certainly a friend of Southern Nevada Sports News, and always welcome to come on in.
Bring those players in.
All right,
Yeah.
join us, folks. Next week it'll be July 25th, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News. Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corp.com. Take care.
God bless.
God bless.